Step right up, step right up. The third edition of the Are You Garbage card game is on sale right now. We're talking about the 2025 edition. This is our best one yet. Do yourself a favor, grab a pack, and play the game with your family and find out who's at your age.
I got one for you right here, fresh off the deck. Did your mom ever own the Thigh Master?
Yeah, she did.
Are there currently any stains on your shirt? Big
yeah,
man.
there are.
Have you ever owned any? Now that's what I call music CDs.
Yeah,
Bada bing, bada
I did.
boom.
Let's go.
Get them at areyougarbage.com. They're shipping it within a day or two, so you can get them for the weekend.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
It's that little show we sit down with your favorite comedians, and we find out if they're good to be classy,
Yeah.
or if they're just a big old piece of trash.
Trash.
I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day. We're out back here at Tootie's in a new edition. She's upstairs cleaning her pellet gun.
Okay.
So somebody's going to get it. I don't know who it is.
Good for her.
My co-host is coming at you from right next to me. He is the CEO of Are You Garbage. He is an international businessman and my best pal in the whole wide world. Give it up for KJ, Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
What up, gang? Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure you review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube and also Spotify now. And then patreon.com/areyougarbage, greatest website in all the land.
Yes, sir. And gang, we couldn't be more excited to have our incredibly, and I mean incredibly special guest here with us today for the first time. He is an extremely talented, extremely successful actor, comedian, producer, director, writer, and you might have seen him in, but not limited to, get ready, boys. You got Virginia, you got Community, you got It's Always Sunny, Key and Peele, Kingdom, 27 episodes of that, I, Tonya, Black Klansman, Richard Jewell, directed by Clint Eastwood. I don't know if you know that. How you doing? Reno 911, 6 episodes of that. Songbird, Cruella, Queen Pins, fantastic. Blackbird, 6 episodes of that. Old Dads, Inside Out 2, Cobra Kai, 15 episodes of that. I Think You Should Leave, The Instigators, Late Night, The After Party, 10 episodes of that. And get this is what he's got coming down the pike. He's going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, the Springsteen movie, The Naked Gun, and a movie with Mark Wahlberg directed by Peter Farrelly.
Guy's got range.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, he's got a Critics' Choice Award, a Golden Globe, and a goddamn Emmy. Bit of a show-off, if you ask me, huh? Killing it. And he's a star of the brand new movie, The Luckiest Man in America, which is in theaters right now. Do yourself a favor. It's absolutely fantastic. Give it up for Paul Walter Hauser, everybody.
Man.
Look at you.
I'm gonna just make sure you get on Cameo so I can pay you to just make that video for me once a month when I'm having a rainy
Sure.
day.
You got a goddamn Emmy. What are you talking about?
That's awesome. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks for
and
coming.
Also, I will say, hearing all those titles, it's like, man, a lot of fun movies I just categorize as fun.
Home runs.
I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Home runs. Queen Pins is fantastic.
You got some great, I know you guys are from Philly, right?
Uh-huh.
You got some Chicago in you. You got some John Candy energy in
My
you.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in upstate Pennsylvania, so that accent tends to lean a little Midwest.
You know what's funny? I auditioned for the Kroll show back in like 2014 or something.
Okay.
And they wanted me to do a sketch. And they didn't want me to. They were giving me the audition to try to book a role in a sketch that like took place in Philadelphia, and they needed me to have a Philly accent, and I didn't really
It's
have
tough to
it
hit
down.
it's tough to get
I
there.
didn't nail it.
This is 2014.
Kept trying to say sub and tonic.
It's a lot
So
of
I'm
pop.
going for a sub and a tonic.
I think I read for that. Didn't get it either. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Buddy, the movie's fantastic.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Man,
You
thanks
were
for
awesome.
watching
Of
it.
course.
Love the way that they did it. Just right up the middle. You're in the action, and it goes. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's at like a tight 90, 95 minutes. Like it's one of those movies that trucks along really well.
Dude, so good. Such an interesting story. It's fantastic. We can't thank you enough for being here. Guys, again, it's in theaters right now. Do yourself a favor. The Luckiest Man in America. Go see it.
For those that don't know, the quick elevator pitch on this
Yeah,
is
hit it.
Back in 1984, there was a series called Press Your Luck Game Show, and you try to win a bunch of money and prizes, but if you pressed the buzzer at the wrong time, you would get what's called a whammy, this little red monster.
Sure,
We're very familiar
eats up
with the
all
whammy.
your stuff, And, we all have our whammies in life, I think. And
I got a couple on me.
And a couple of my ex-wives were whammies, if you know what I mean. They took my money from me. No, but this story is a true story about how this man named Michael Larson, who was a bit of a grifter, a con man, back in 1984, he took CBS for a little over $100,000.
100 G's.
And the reality is he didn't really cheat necessarily, but he did figure out the pattern and the algorithm that only had about 5 different patterns of how to press the buzzer at the right time to get the prizes and the money. And so the film explores that brief moment in time. I like to call it a time capsule, this film, because you get a real accurate depiction of 1983 in America and what people looked like and the attitudes. So. And, even we'll do cutaways to Walton Goggins talking to the crowd or my buddy Jimmy Wolk talking to one of the co-workers. And you get a feeling that it's kind of a ignorance is bliss moment in America.
Sure.
It's like we're all thriving. We're all doing well. There's a healthy working middle class. We kind of don't know what lies ahead,
Sure. Uh-huh. You get to take CBS for 100 G's in about 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's like one residual for Jim Parsons for Big Bang Theory. 100K from CBS right out the pocket.
He doesn't even cash that, I don't think.
Give us the backstory. Give us the origin story.
Yeah.
Where were you born? Moms, dads, brothers, sisters? Lay it on us.
For a second, I thought
Get to the heart of this.
For a second, I thought you were doing the David Duchovny from Zoolander. Where you're like, but why male models? I thought you were saying but what's the backstory? And I'm like, I just told you the backstory.
Succinctly gave it to you.
Told you, press your luck. My backstory
What's this movie about?
I thought you did the same thing. I'm like, are you stroking out right now, dude? He just fucking did it perfect. Take it from the top.
I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
Kid.
I go to Saginaw, Michigan around the age of 2, 1.5, something like that. I don't really remember what I'm told. We moved there. Those were my formative years.
Okay.
Dad's a Lutheran pastor. Mom is a daycare manager turned substitute teacher turned school administrator, principal type.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Worked way up the ladder, and her and Dad were just very much, it was like churches and schools, that kind of small town, simple energy,
Your dad had his own church.
He was the head pastor at the church.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I have a brother and 2 sisters who got into a similar line of work. I had always been romanced by the world of comedy and theater and music and professional wrestling. I just love the idea of entertainment and creation and being a part of that machine. And I pursued that throughout school. I ended up writing screenplays in high school. I started doing stand-up comedy in high school.
That's
I
crazy.
did 10 plays in 4 years, which is kind of the equivalent to like a 2 or 3 sport athlete every year. But it was more mathletics or something, But
Varsity Letterman in theater.
Theatrics. And I ingratiated myself. I was obsessed. I used to, if Jerry Seinfeld was on the cover of a TV guide, I saved it. Like that type of weirdo stuff. But it did amount and accumulate to me being ready when the time came. And I went and auditioned for a background role in a small independent film in Michigan. It was called Virginia.
That's Virginia. That was the first one.
Yeah. Jennifer Connelly, Ed Harris. A bunch of great people were in that movie. And I showed up to be a background actor, but I saw the director and I was like, yo, congrats on your movie Milk that you won the Oscar for. I loved the movie. It was very moving, and your Oscar speech was moving because, I was one of these more liberal-minded Jesus people in my hometown.
Gotcha.
So, like, when Lance Black is telling everybody, like, God doesn't hate gay people, I'm like, yeah, it's nice to hear someone say that. Yeah, thank you. I agree. So I just told him that as like a 40-second drive-by compliment, and he wrote my name down, invited me back for an audition. When I got to the audition, it was like a bunch of local yokels who work at like convenience stores.
Sure.
It wasn't like people that save TV guides.
Yeah.
So,
I got 10 plays under my belt.
No, I was like a monster. I was so competitive. I was so ready to go. I got the whole script from a manager in Hollywood and printed it out. I didn't just do the sides like the guys there had.
Sure.
So like
just doing every part.
I did, but I just really threw myself into it. The rest is history. I did the come up like anybody else. It happened a little bit quicker than other people maybe.
Put the work in.
Cooking.
But yeah, you find your thing, and then sometimes you get thrown a great curveball in the form of an I, Tonya, and a richer jewel, where I was predominantly doing sketch comedy, stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
We were making short films for Funny or Die, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then, Hollywood decided to invite me into the world of dramas. But even in dramas, I was bringing a comedic element the same way I'd bring a dramatic element to comedy stuff.
Sure.
Gotcha.
And I've just been playing that game the whole time.
Both
Killing
sides
it,
of the
man.
ball, baby.
It's wild.
I think I summed that up.
That was
good.
beautiful.
Is that a good summation?
That was fantastic.
That's the most eloquent words that were ever spoken in this place.
You just
I'll
said
tell you that
eloquent.
right
If you're
now.
a garbage person, you don't say the word summation with that much ease. I know that.
So no sports growing up.
No, I played sports. I just wasn't like the best athlete. I also wasn't like the worst, but I was far from the best.
How are the grades? Good student?
Oh, I had straight A's through second grade, I'm pretty sure.
I was putting up
I
good
believe-
numbers.
Grade 3 and 4, we're talking A's, B's. By fifth or sixth grade, it was like some C's showed up.
Yeah.
By seventh grade, it was like, look, I'm passing. Leave me alone.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I played some sports. I enjoyed like flag football, and I was so good for a minute, and then tackle football happened,
Change
and
the
I
game.
just got my ass beat. The first play of the first game, I'm like, I'm on the kickoff team. Time to pop somebody. And I got nailed and just laid on the field for the whole next play. I didn't even get up. We had 13 men on the field, and I was like crawling to the sideline. It was bad.
I'm going to go back and do South Pacific.
Yeah.
Keep the ball.
I'll take Pippin. You keep your rugby, sir.
Okay.
What was the high school mascot growing up?
The Charger.
That's pretty
Not
good.
bad. Private
Guy
school,
on a
public
horse or
school?
something. Public, parochial, Jesus. Lutheran.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. But wait, it's a public school, but it was Lutheran.
No, parochial, private. Yeah.
Oh, it was private school. Okay, so
Yeah.
you went to Lutheran school.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do your parents still live in the same house that you grew up in?
No,
currently?
but same like what do you call it? Zip code.
Okay. What was the name of the street that you grew up on?
North Bond Street.
North Bond
Pretty
Street.
good.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
2409 North Bond Street.
He's got-
I believe it's
bad.
still there.
Sure.
Not bad.
And what was the name of the high school?
Lutheran High School.
Valley
And
Lutheran
I
High School.
also took classes at a school called the Saginaw Career Complex. They called the SCC or COC. And that was like my senior year. I got to leave for 3 hours in the morning
Okay.
to do
Nice.
digital media. So I would learn
Whoa.
Final Cut Pro and GarageBand, and I would learn how to use cameras and do a basic setup,
That's
and
awesome.
It was really
Especially
fun.
back
This
then.
guy was
yeah.
focused.
Well, it was cool having a career like class because I hated school.
You're at least
so
focused of like
I could
this
do
stuff.
something creative, yeah.
that's
Did you
great.
do college?
I had a cup of coffee at Concordia University, River Forest Oak Park
Went and
outside
kicked some
of Chicago.
tires? Yeah.
Yeah, I went 2 semesters. My third semester, I dropped out, and I was doing a college radio show while doing open mics in Chicago while writing a screenplay for Key and Peele, who had just been deemed unemployed because Mad TV got canceled. And I
right.
shared a manager with them at the time. He repped Key and Peele and Ike Barinholtz and some other great comedians. And he said, "You want to write this movie? I know you're a writer, and these guys have an idea for a movie." And that was kind of my start to having like Hollywood friends and trying to work with people like that.
Look at this. Man.
Moving and
Damn,
shaking.
Go getter.
Shaking and moving.
Shaking and moving, and door moving. What we normally do we get the name of your high school and find out if you're on the notable alum on Wikipedia.
He's gotta be.
You gotta be, right?
I
He's
don't
not
know.
only a notable alum.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the only notable alum.
What are you talking about?
love
He's got an
it.
Emmy.
I'm just checking to make sure Wikipedia is doing their job.
Concordia's counting you too.
There you go.
Alumni, gangster.
Oh, they are? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's real tough guy stuff. Notable alum.
I like it.
Okay.
How about the vacations growing up? What were they like? Where would you go?
Oh gosh, mostly non-existent. But our vacations were like family reunions. It wasn't like we went to Boca Raton and we were sipping from twirly
I
straws.
love Boca
This was,
Raton.
How'd you go to Boca?
I like how Boca Raton is like a vacation destination. 1962.
Yeah, if you're 88 years old, too.
It's
I
like we
think.
just bought a microwave and we're going to Boca Raton.
Oh,
Things
things
are looking up.
Things are going well.
No, yeah, we went down to we drove down to Florida from Michigan
That's a
on
hump.
2 occasions,
There
which
we go.
we had luggage fall off the top of the car.
Sure you did.
We had the car break down and run out of gas where we were in the blazing heat for an hour and a half while our dad got a gas can. I mean, it was some real National Lampoon's Vacation.
Sure,
type
Middle
shit.
America type stuff.
Yeah, and then Wisconsin was like our big treat. We go
The
to
Dells?
a cabin. No, we did go to the Dells
Yeah.
once or twice. They had the thing called Noah's Ark at the Dells.
Sure.
And we went up to this place called Shawano, which is like a lake by Green Bay or something. That was like our big family reunion spot.
Is that whose side of the family was that? Your dad's or your mom's?
That was my dad. My mom's folks were down in Florida and in Jersey.
So that's where when you go to Florida, that's where you go to her
Florida or
family.
Jersey, yeah.
Okay. Jersey, would you go to the shore? Jersey Shore?
I don't remember the specificity so much as we definitely went to the shore, and I didn't wear sunscreen for 5-6 hours.
I'll get you.
And I had second-degree burns
Sure.
on my back and went to the hospital. And I spent most of my time in Jersey sitting on a couch watching movies while putting aloe on my back and crying with a fan oscillating in my face.
That is the full Jersey Shore experience.
Yeah,
I've
that's it right
I've done
there.
that many a time.
All right, now we're getting somewhere. I like it.
What
Okay.
kind of cars were? What was the family car growing up that you were doing these?
Oh, it was like all these POS Astro vans and
Oh,
stuff,
the
like
Astro van.
whatever fit all of our full family of 6 and Dorito
the-
crumbs in tow,
uh-huh.
you know.
6? Well, 6. You got 3 siblings.
Well, 4 kids and then 2 parents, so 4
parents.
plus 2.
He's not the
I'm
math.
just being an asshole. I'm kidding.
He's
There
no
you go.
mathlete. I'll tell you that.
I didn't go to
I'm not a
Concordia. I'm
mathlete.
sorry.
Sorry, I didn't get into your small private college no one's heard of. By the way, I only went there because Chicago's dope. You're close to Chicago, and they let in a guy like me because I got Lutheran cred or whatever. You know.
Street
There you
cred.
go. I like it.
I couldn't have gotten into a Tish.
And what was your first job growing up?
First job was newspaper delivery boy for like 3 or 4 months.
Very nice.
Legit 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, I didn't do it long. I
Was it
learned
like
that racket quick. It was
This
it
is
was
for the
good for
birds.
I had Slurpee money. I had videotape rental money, but I wasn't making the real bucks until I started working over at the Mrs. Fields in the Saginaw Mall, the Fashion Square Mall.
Fashion Square Mall.
We used to get 50% off of food, and let me tell you, my fat ass, I had so many double fudge brownies and pretzels and lemonades that were mostly sugar with a little
Yeah.
bit of lemon.
The 90s were a great time.
Man, that's all right.
This
Mrs.
is-
Fields,
yeah, this is
man.
early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Like
full of lipids.
Yeah. Unregulated.
Kip, let's talk about simpler hair color.
Thanks, Henry. Let's talk about simpler hair color.
I got news for you. Every time I look at my fat face in the mirror, I see nothing but wiry gray hair.
Yeah, old gray beard.
Dude, bad news.
Yeah.
In my beard,
Like
in
an
my
out-of-work
hair.
pirate.
Dude, simpler hair color is what you want to do. Forget about the grays. Get rid of them with simpler hair color. We're talking about salon quality here for a fraction of the cost. They were nice enough to send us some. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to have Luke doing me up nice.
Yeah, stop enduring the mess of home dye kits with harsh ingredients or salons for years. The guys developed the safe and simpler hair dye formula for men with simpler hair color. There's no need to buy a separate hair, beard, and touch-up product. A single can of simpler hair has you covered for all of them, baby. Plus, one can of simpler hair provides as many uses as up to 4 boxes of drugstore hair dye, baby. What are we doing here? You're using an inferior product if you ain't using simpler hair color.
Let's go.
Simpler hair color is trusted by professional salons or all over. Simpler hair color offers gentler ingredients, a cleaner application, and unlike other companies, there is no waste. That's why their mission is to become the #1 men's hair and beard dyeing brand, baby.
Let's go.
So here's the turkey. Say goodbye to the grays the easy way with simpler hair color. Head to simplerhaircolor.com/AYG. Use the code AYG for 10% off your order. Once again, that's simplerhaircolor.com/AYG for 10% off. And make sure you use our promo code AYG to let them know the boys sent you.
Do it. What about Helix, Kip?
Who don't love a good Helix mattress? I snoozed in one this morning.
Love a Helix, gang. Do yourself a favor. Go over there, take the quiz. Find out how you sleep. Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? On your side, on your back? Are you a big guy? Are you a small guy? Are you tall? Are you short? Whatever you got, they got you covered. You take the quiz, 2-3 minutes. They match you up with the perfect mattress. It's the last mattress you're going to own. Once you go Helix, you're never going back, baby, and you're going to get the best night's sleep of your life.
Yeah, listen, we've been a Helix company for a long freaking time
Helix
over
family.
here. I got one, he's got one, you got, everyone's got Helixes, and listen, we ain't going back. They have changed my life. It was the first purchase I made where I went, whoa, this is, because I always use like You know, you're my brother's old mattress. My grandma moved, and there's a mattress in the garage you can use.
Some dead woman's cot.
Yeah, I know. Burlap sack with hay. That ain't what we talking about. I'm a Twilight man. Me and my wife loves it. It's fantastic. So here's the turkey, baby. Go to helixsleep.com/garbage for 20% off site-wide. That ain't 10, that ain't 5. That's 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/garbage. Get a pen, get a pencil. helixsleep.com/garbage for 20% off site-wide. Do it. Yeah.
Who babysat you as a kid?
You know
would
what's
watch it?
you know what's so funny is there was a guy named Chuck Kuhn who babysitted us briefly when I was a kid, and he introduced me to He-Man. He had all those He-Man toys, like you have the Skeletor on the shelf, and he had like the castle and the thing where you connected the weird fabric animal with the saddle and everything.
Yeah, the tiger.
Yeah, we thought he was the bomb.
Battle Cat.
'cause, yeah, he let us play with his He-Man toys, and he'd make us Kraft macaroni and cheese. But Jennifer Harris was our best babysitter because she took me to one of my first movies. She took us to see. She took us to a theater called Cinema Suds, where you could still drink a beer and smoke a cigarette in the effing theater.
That's a good time.
We're talking.
This country was a country.
This is fall of 1990. Okay, and we thought Dan Quayle was a genius.
Sure.
And we saw Home Alone. That was one of my earliest
Were you
memories.
drinking
of the movie.
beers and ripping heaters?
No, I wasn't ripping much other than some farts and laughing at the movie and eating from a bowl of popcorn.
All right, hold on a second. How old was the guy that had the He-Man?
Yeah.
How old was this dude?
And what was his connection to
Probably
the family?
7 years my senior, so if he was babysitting me at 6, he was probably 13.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
Male babysitter. Bad news.
When you
What do you mean
explained it,
bad news? Did you have a bad experience, or
I
do you
think
think
so,
this is
yeah.
a universal thing?
speaking broad strokes here.
to have a male babysitter leans to the trashy side.
I don't know.
Jennifer sounds like a peach.
Listen, all these Mary Kay Letourneau types are weirdos. Like, I think
wrong.
sometimes a male babysitter is what you need to crack the whip and to get the job done.
And when you said He-Man, I'm picturing like some 30-year-old dude.
That's what I thought. I thought
No.
like somebody, you know,
All right, 13, he's a kid.
fresh from like an REO Speedwagon concert or something.
It's okay, kid. Just roll with the changes. I'm like, stop speaking in lyrics, you creep.
And speaking of, what was your first concert growing up?
Oh, my first. Well, there's your first concert, and then there's your first like real concert.
You
My
lay
first
both on
concert
us.
was a Christian 2-man band called Lost and Found.
It's a pretty
And
good
there were
name.
like 70
That's
of
a
us in
great
like
name.
a 1,000-seat theater watching them. But I actually loved them, and they were great. But my first concert where it's like you might have heard of the band was I think I went to a Sister Hazel concert.
Whoa.
I saw Sister Hazel, Styx, and Weird Al Yankovic all in like within a 2-year span. That was a big
It's a
deal.
great
for me.
run.
That's not bad.
It's a decent run
It's all right.
for a 13-year-old.
That's a great. For 13. Well, I think we're the same age when Weird Al hit. That was, I mean,
Sorry, my aggressive ex-military dad didn't take me to see Pantera. I didn't get to go to that one.
Sister Hazel. Finally, I figured out, and it took a long, long time. Right? That's their
Don't
song.
pretend like you're trying to think of it. You
Yeah,
know,
that
you know
was-
damn well that's
I was
the
listening to it on
I
the way
mean,
in.
that's
Hard
I've
to
listened.
say what it is I see in you. Wonder if
We've sang that song together in the car, dude.
What was your first car? What was your first whip that you got?
My first whip
Hit me.
was a blue Crown Victoria from
Whoa.
1989. It was like
You're
a cop
doing
car.
a Crown Vic. Did it
Horrible
have the
steering column.
Did it
You-
have
you
the
had
light on
to-
it?
What?
Did it have the light out the window? A lot of those old Crown Vics have like the
Spotlight.
I don't think that one did, but it
Okay.
was probably broken off or something.
Sure.
It was the car was in rough shape, but a member of our congregation at the time gave it to me for free, and it was the sweetest gesture. But I didn't drive much.
Huh.
Still don't.
Why
Okay.
not? Why didn't you drive? But just you're not a. It's not.
I don't
your
have a
thing?
driver's license.
Oh, well, that
might
makes
be part of-
sense.
Wait, you
That
got the
might be-
car without a license?
Well, I've had my permit like 45 times, but I don't actually have a driver's license.
Wait, you don't have a driver's license right
No,
now?
to this day.
Holy
That's-
shit.
that's a
that's
first.
a big one.
Garbage.
You only have.
Whoa.
I've never met a. He's got his learner's
What?
permit.
I know. I don't like driving.
When you were coming up.
I was in a really bad car accident when
Okay.
we were kids. We were in Benton
Gotcha.
Harbor, Michigan.
Okay.
You know those trucks that say yellow, but they're actually an orange emblem?
Yes.
Yeah,
Tractor
we
trailers.
got hit by one of those sons of bitches. 18-wheeler going
Christ.
80, 90 miles an hour, hit us from behind. Our van flipped over like 3 times.
Jesus.
Whole
They
family
brought
in
out
there?
body bags. They thought we were dead, and we all survived it.
I wouldn't try either.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that combined with getting chewed. Also, my dad's a historically bad driver. So, like, something about my dad not being a great driver, us getting hit by a car, and me failing my first time I took the test at 16, 17, some cocktail of that made me go, no.
Yeah, you're shell-shocked.
But now I'm really, like, I love driving now. Like, I want to get my license. I intend to get it this year for the first time. But
Are you driving now with your permit?
yeah.
You got to have somebody in the car with you.
Yeah, you do. And it can't be like a 5-year-old. It's got to be like a real.
It's got to be an adult. Got to be a
grown
grown-up.
folk.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you'll get away with a blow-up doll, or as Kevin McAllister had that cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan. Maybe I get away with it. I don't know.
It's you and MJ going to the Whole Foods.
He's got his permit.
That's all right, man.
awesome, dude. That's a home run.
It's probably garbage points.
Yeah, dude. What was the pet situation growing up?
I love that you said pet situation.
It's
Situation is
complicated.
we couldn't keep one because we all got tired of cleaning up shit and getting bit. Which also calls to mind a couple of ex-wives of mine. You know what I mean? Tired of getting bitten. No, we had a lot of dogs. A lot of them had to go bye-bye because, not bye-bye like we shot them in the backyard. I mean
Sure.
like we'd give them to someone. But we did have one really great dog named Ruby, and Ruby was a black lab.
Okay.
We got it after the car accident as if to like a therapy dog or
Sure.
something for the whole
Okay.
family. And that was great. That lasted a while.
Okay. All right.
What
That's
was
not bad.
the grocery store growing up? Where'd your
Kroger, also known as Kessel's in our hometown.
Good
and then we did this
establishment?
place called Meyer, and Meyer was like a bigger Kroger.
Gotcha.
But yeah, nothing fancy.
Okay.
They weren't making sushi at the deli line. These guys were handing you fritters
Sure.
and, meat that looked like scrap metal.
Humble beginnings. I like it.
And-
Is it ground beef or hamburger meat?
What do you refer to it as?
Oh, ground beef.
Okay.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
And you may not have been. It might. Were you?
Gentleman is so funny.
Ground beef, man.
So funny.
Gentleman from Saginaw. Did you lean to? Were you growing up? Are you guys more of a Pizza Hut family or a Domino's household or Little Caesar? Or any way? Did you have an opinion on it?
Yeah, it's really none of your business. Kevin. It's really none of your
Get
business.
political
Kevin.
on him?
My bad. He was talking about Dan Quayle. I figured.
We were Domino's growing up,
And
and then we fell off of Domino's before they made their public apology. That apology tour lasted a good 4 years.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Where they're like, "We're sorry, we suck."
That was wild, but I respect it. As
they're
we fucked up. We're getting back to it.
today their market evaluation is astronomical because of it. That was the turning point as the apology tour.
I don't know. I can't get
Chris
a read
Brown,
on this.
you can learn
I can't
something
get
from
a
Domino's, you know
read
what I
on
mean?
this guy. Just dropped market cap on me.
But yeah,
Oh, Domino's though.
We started Domino's. Then I got really into Little Caesars because it was cheap and it was trash. And I was like,
I got into
this is the
Little
best $5
Pizza,
hot
baby.
and ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
put it
changed the
straight into
game,
my
that hot and ready,
veins.
yeah.
That's how I became over. My highest, I hit 333 pounds. Wow. And rest assured, that was a lot of Heineken and Little Caesars. But now, to this day,
Heineken's classy though.
now I am very much a Domino's guy again. I've gone back to Domino's.
I'm the
Okay.
same way. I'm very much the same way. They are eons above Pizza Hut at the moment.
Pizza Hut went downhill when they got rid of their buffets.
Not lying, man.
Yeah,
The
but they
best.
do have Mountain Dew. God bless them.
And those buffets
Couple
are
of dirty
coming
birds.
back. Yeah.
Are they?
They're making a push because so many things are going retro and stuff like that, and they're popping up more and more.
Was there a frozen pizza that you preferred at the house?
Oh, wow.
And was that something in the house?
I had a family that I was very close with, and I'm to this day. They're called the Hinzes. And the Hinzes were obsessed with Jack's frozen pizza.
Okay.
Jack's was cheap as hell. It was like $2.50. They had like 5 kids,
Okay.
Yeah.
They had to make a buck, stretch.
I've never heard of Jack's.
Also, I was at their house most of the time.
Yeah,
and
I
ate
know
a bunch of their
Jack's.
food. So, yeah, Jack's Pizza was the go-to. But now that I'm a fancy adult and I got a little bit of cashish,
Uh-huh.
I
We're
don't
gonna
buy
get into it.
Jack's. I don't buy Jack's anymore. Now I'm
What do you
more
do?
of like now
DiGiorno
I'll
man?
go straight up DiGiorno with stuffed crust.
Rising crust.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
nice. Huh.
Maybe a gluten-free from like a Trader Joe's.
Sure.
It's got some prosciutto and arugula.
Cauliflower, something like that.
cauliflower's all right.
They're
the
not bad.
cauliflower pizzas.
They're
I have
all right.
gout, so I can't eat cauliflower.
No kidding. You have gout? Well, have you had it your whole life, or did you develop
I contracted it when I was 25 working at a bowling alley in my hometown.
Sounds like you got stabbed with a needle or something. I contracted it.
Well, I did contract it. It's a fucking disease. Give me a break, man.
it? He's got gout. That's
It
perfect.
sucks.
But can't
man.
it go away?
I didn't know what it was, so I just couldn't walk one day when I was leaving my bowling alley job at midnight, wanted to blow my brains out. I was walking back to my brother's house, which was like a quarter mile away from the bowling alley. I just walked to work, and I had to walk back at midnight with gout, and I could barely move. I get there, and I just got so stoned, and I was like, I'll just get really high,
That'll
and that
work.
will make the gout go away. And it did for a time, and then I woke up and was in excruciating pain and found out I contracted this thing, and I've had it for 13 years. And with the weight loss, and I'm now sober, it's easy to kind of control it. It doesn't flare up as much.
Where did
Damn.
it settle in on you? Was it in your toe?
Toe, man.
My cousin has it in his toe. It's
It
brutal.
can make a strong man cry.
He said he came and put a sheet on his toe. He'd be in agonizing pain.
My wife has seen me once in the last year and a half, cry hard from the pain of gout.
Damn. Yikes.
That being said, bagel bites or pizza rolls?
Did you have milk with dinner growing up? Were you a big milk family? Had to be.
First off, I got to answer the first question.
I mean, you're blowing past
Pizza rolls for sure, but I got to
Really?
be honest. I recently had pizza rolls in the last year
Yeah.
because now I only have them once or twice
don't
a
hold
year,
up.
and I'll be like, oh, this isn't. Thank God I don't do this. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're bad.
I pepper them with Parmesan cheese. I dip them in ranch. They are still psychotically gross. They are disgusting. I swear against them. I also, by the way, Buffalo Wild Wings, garbage wings.
Sure.
Garbage
I don't think I've ever
ass
had them.
wings.
But that makes sense.
I don't do it anymore. By the way, if you're listening, please go on YouTube and look up. Wait, who's the head of the health department now?
No, I don't know.
The Kennedy.
You're talking
guy,
to the wrong
RFK
show.
Jr.
Oh,
Yes.
RFK.
Look up Pizza Rolls RFK Jr. You will find the funniest video of a guy doing RFK Jr. his voice and eating pizza rolls, pretending to hide them from his wife Cheryl. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Were we a milk family? You bet your sweet ass.
Yeah.
Midwest
we drank
family?
a lot of milk, and my mom got us into skim milk, and I hated skim milk. It tasted
Yeah.
like water.
Sucks.
And eventually, that same family, the Hinzes, who got me onto Jack's Pizza, they got me back onto real milk.
That sounds like a
Gotta
good
be.
family.
Come drink this dirty milk and eat our dirty pizza with us. And I was like, hell yeah.
Would you have milk with Italian food? Like, do you like milk with spaghetti?
I would have milk with meatloaf, Italian.
This guy's all right, man. He's all right. He's all right. I don't know what to tell you.
Glass of cold milk with a hot meal.
So
Let's go.
yeah, I mean, that was like one of the first AYG questions. That's pure trash. Now, will you like? It is. Will you tchotchke up a frozen pizza? Will you put your own toppings on and then put it in, or do you
It
just
depends on the pie. If it's really bland,
It's-
if it's really bland, yeah, I'm busting out the shredded Sargento. I'm busting out the
Really?
red pepper flakes. I'm busting out maybe some garlic powder or garlic salt.
Okay.
Sargento,
You
huh?
extra cheese it. I
You
respect
do got
it.
money. I like Sargento. Oh,
That ain't
Life
great.
has been good.
I got $4.99 for cheese, baby.
What was the mayo growing up? Was it Hellman's? Was it Miracle Whip?
See,
I think
once
we're gonna
again,
get the
my
bad
dad,
answer
my
here.
dad was, my dad was pro Miracle Whip.
Whoa.
We would have Miracle Whip on our fish sticks and our sandwiches.
What?
Oh,
Fish
But,
stick.
God
but,
damn.
the Hinzes turned me on the mayo.
I mean,
They were always there to pick up the pieces.
man, talk about lost and found. The Hinzes are the way.
I like it. Was the butter on the counter or was it in the fridge growing up?
Margarine family.
Had to be. You got country
no,
crock written
no,
all over you.
No, my dad would never allow it.
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
we were butter, and it was on the counter to get soft.
I love it.
Respect
Okay.
it. Huh. You said you worked at a bowling alley. That's
It's sus.
that ain't great. Unless you owned it, that's a tough.
What was your role there?
Yeah, what were you?
I think even if your family owns a bowling alley, you're still garbage. You're just
you're at least a
you're just
proprietor.
wealthier garbage.
Sure, yeah.
yeah. That's like yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
What was
What was
the
your
role
role?
there?
Your
Jack of all
position?
trades, maybe.
No, I I was basically barred from the bowling alley. They kept me in the arcade room where snot-nosed brats would be like, the prize didn't come out. I would have to grab the key and, mess with the tickets and everything.
My toe's killing me, kid. Shut up.
We also had like a game.
I got 3 plays this week.
We had a giant.
You think I need this shit? I got to walk to my brother's. I still got my learner's permit.
You ever heard of Key and Peele, huh, punk? Get your own spider ring. I got the gout.
I almost blacked out just now from laughing.
He needs carbs, this guy.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh man, I just want to be on this show so I can hear you guys talk for an hour. It's so funny,
you're welcome
man.
back
You
anytime.
just made the biggest fan. I'm gonna tell everyone to do this show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god, no, I worked in the arcade and there was a gang like turf brawl one time. All these teenagers were fighting and they broke the glass and shattered all the glass where the prizes were and everything. It was terrifying. We had cops who worked security, off-duty cops.
So you were in the arcade.
It was a bad scene. As a kid,
Sounds
yeah.
like a nice place.
He just looked me dead in the eye like he was talking about Vietnam. It was a bad scene, man. You don't know what I've
That
been
was
through.
my Vietnam. Yeah.
Okay, have you ever owned? Were you a bowler at all? Was that a record? Did you ever own your own bowling ball?
Could you throw rocks?
Never owned my own bowling ball. My brother was a fantastic bowler. To this day, still is. Has bowled like a 300 and all that
Whoa.
crap. You know who's famous from Saginaw is that bowler.
Pete Weber? Who do you think you are? I am.
I forget his name, but
That's
if you
the bowler.
Can you Google bowler Saginaw, famous bowler Saginaw, Michigan? I think his name's Tom Smallwood.
Oh, that's a good bowler name.
It's a great bowler name, not a
Yeah.
great human name.
No, it's a tough.
But yeah, he
Tom Smallwood.
was a big deal from our town. So my brother got really into bowling. I sucked. My brother always tried to teach me bowling. He's like, just throw it straight like you're throwing a glass of water over your shoulder. You're just holding it like that. I was like, I can't do
what?
it. I can't do it
I never
consistently.
thought of that.
I kept crossing my body. when
I
threw it.
cross. You don't
Yeah.
cross. You go
Well,
back.
that's why you get a gutter.
Sure.
The collective you. I don't mean you, Kevin. I'm
Hey,
sure.
I
Great
felt that.
bowler.
I felt it got very personal.
Gutterball Ryan over here.
Who was?
I thought you were Kevin. Are you Ryan?
No, it's Kevin Ryan. Yeah,
Yeah, you're Kevin. You're Henry.
Yeah.
He's Ryan.
No, the other guys are Ryan.
The other guy's Ryan. You're.
That's Tommy Smallwood. What are you talking about?
Junior, the third.
I apologize.
No, that's Luke. That's new guy Luke.
Luke.
What? Who was the most famous person you met prior to getting on the movie set? And it could have been like a local celebrity. It could have been like the radio guy. Who was the first kind of famous character that you've met?
There were some people that came in and out of our town. That just sounds so sketchy. Sounds like Christopher Lloyd and Dennis the Menace just came in and out of our town.
Man, that
Couple
scared
of
he
drifters.
scared the hell out of me.
Guy had a knife and
And
would-
ate apples
Yeah.
and lifted purses from the
so
playground.
funny. I met like Gordie Howe.
Whoa,
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
I met. I think I like slapped hands with like Booker T when I was at a wrestling show.
That's great.
Buff Bagwell. There were a couple little
Okay.
moments like that, but when I went to New York, I went and saw theater. That was like our family was very pro like Broadway. So when
Okay.
I was in LA, I would always go to shows. My parents took me to Les Mis. It was one of the splashiest, more expensive things our family ever got to do, when I was a kid. And one year, I took spring break when I was 18 years old in New York City, stayed with my siblings who were going to school in White Plains, and I met Jeff Goldblum and Billy Crudup
Whoa.
and Matt Dillon. There were like people I'd just run into in the city, or we would go see their shows and wait in line afterwards to get an autograph or whatever.
Very
Not bad.
good.
Yeah, it was
Not
cool.
bad
It's
at
a good
all.
lineup.
That's pretty good.
Huh.
I remember I asked Jeff Goldblum for acting advice, and he goes, just act, act every day. And I was like, I don't know if that's real advice.
All right, thanks, man. I got
He had two like attractive women shouting his name.
Sure.
And I'll never forget. He was signing autographs, like VHS tapes of Powder and shit. And
It's a good movie.
and he looked up and he goes, "Oh, I am getting lucky tonight."
Oh.
He said something like that, like in front of us, and I was like, "What?"
It's like, yeah, dude, that's out of a movie.
I don't think Goldblum. That's awesome.
It's like a,
Like, why? It's also
it's like an entourage moment.
Yeah, it is. It's like, why do you need to know that? Like, that could have just been a thought in
I
his
was like,
head.
I was a kid.
Like, dude, I got to be at the bowling alley by 5, buddy. Hurry it up.
I got 3 plays this week. That killed me. All right. Well, I need to take this quiz. Keep going.
Sure.
Sorry.
Have you ever skied in jeans? I'm sorry.
No.
Never skied. Period.
That's okay. That's not great.
When'd you get your passport?
You know, Sonny Bono died from skiing. Some of us have abstained. First time I got my passport was when I booked a pilot in Vancouver, Canada. That was fall of 2016.
Okay. That's good.
That's that's older.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been
Mid-20s or
9
so?
years. I would have been late 20s.
Late
29,
20s.
29, 30.
Growing up, what'd you call the remote? Was it the remote or the clicker?
Or the channel changer.
Is that what you really
No,
called
no,
it?
I called it the remote.
Okay.
Scared me for
Yeah,
a
I was
second.
like, whoa.
The channel changer. Yikes. Do you own any turquoise jewelry?
Clicker is very Philly.
Yeah,
Very.
click
It's
it.
a
Click it.
clicker.
Turquoise jewelry. Own any?
No.
All right, take it easy.
I like the attitude. Growing up,
Who said I do? Who you been talking to?
gets all defensive. Did you have any aunts or uncles you didn't refer to by their real name, such as an Aunt Tootie, an Aunt Soupy, an Uncle, Railroad or something? I don't know. Uncle Trax.
No, we were
All-
just people.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Let's talk about now a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on now. You pee in the shower?
Not regularly.
Okay. You brush your teeth in there?
No, not anymore.
Okay. You flossing every day?
I do. I love flossing. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
grew to like it now. I love it.
Good.
That's good.
How many suits do you own? I would assume a good
Yeah,
amount.
you gotta have a few.
Suits that I've purchased, probably 5. Suits that I own just from having to do press and stuff, and eventually didn't pay for them. I
Mhm.
probably own a total of 10 or 12 suits.
Pretty good.
A couple of nice ones, I'd assume.
A couple are really nice.
Yeah. Where are you living at
Some
now?
are too gaudy and you can't wear them ever again. You're like, well, that was the night I went to the Critics' Choice Awards or whatever.
Sure.
Where am I living?
Yeah, where you at?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
You're in Atlanta, Georgia.
Been there for about 6 months, and
Very nice.
we're going for a third kid. And we got pregnant. We were like, let's not keep spending this money in LA, and let's
Yeah.
save a buck or two in Georgia. And also,
I love
when,
that.
when you're on the road a lot like I am, you want your wife to feel protected. And she has way more family and friends
Yeah.
to come in and help out and be the community of support she needs while I'm gone.
Okay. Did you build this house?
No,
No.
no.
Was this your first big house purchase?
Didn't purchase it. We're renting to own because we didn't have enough. We didn't want to be cash poor after buying it.
Sure.
So I'm still waiting for an accumulation of jobs.
Mhm.
Like I still have to pay really crazy weird SAG dues where twice a year a percentage of what I make I have to give back to SAG, and then I have an agent, manager, attorney, and business manager who take percentages.
They all wet
Sure.
their beaks.
I always
yeah.
give to church or some sort of charity, obviously.
Good
and
guy.
And then I also taxes. I always forget about taxes, and then they
You
come
and
around.
me both, sister.
I mean,
God
I'm up to
damn.
date on them, thank God. But I just mean I'm not in a Wesley Snipes scenario. But I'm I'm very much like I forget how costly everything is.
Sure. That's you are
Yeah.
not lying.
So
my
I'm
friend.
not poor, but I don't have a ton of savings either.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You're renting to own. All right. Okay. All right.
It's shared way too much.
I love it. That's awesome.
I felt you know what? I thought you guys were going to say I was garbage for renting to own. but
Oh,
it's
you
like,
are.
Oh, no, for sure.
100%.
I felt I needed to explain myself. a
No,
little
for
bit.
sure. Yeah, no, that's that is the tragic.
I assumed you were loaded. It's all that Sargento.
Young and dumb and full of debt.
Ah,
Sargento's why we're poor.
It's back to Jax's Pizza or whatever.
Is this actually from Vermont? What's happening?
How do you feel about the rotisserie chicken? You said
Oh,
you're
I'm-
off the carbs.
Pro rotisserie, but only from a place like Whole Foods. I don't go
You're
I'm
not
not going
going
to go to a Vons or something
Okay.
and buy
a lower end.
Okay.
$4
No,
bird.
That bird, the bird is not the word.
Okay.
If you're getting it from that place.
Okay.
Was there a first big check that you got? Do you remember your first big check?
And it didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, it
I
could have been a lot. It could have been $4,000 at a time when you didn't have the money.
Yeah, I guess in that regard, my first big check was God, it was the first movie I did. I made like $10,000 from Virginia.
Okay.
Worked like 4 weeks, and I suddenly overnight, like had more money than I ever seen in my life.
Sure.
Did you make any silly purchases when you got that cash, or are you sharp
Wave
with money?
runner.
Yeah,
or
how about
anything?
eating out every day
Yeah, that'll get
for
you.
a year and a half?
That'll
Those Little
get you.
Caesars add up, huh?
God,
All
I
right.
wish it was Little Caesars. I would have stayed in L.A. longer. First time.
Are you a bit of a foodie? Do you like going to like a nice place?
You like
now?
a nice dinner?
Or are you still just doing like middle of the road type stuff?
A little of both. I mean, I'm, I love a hot dog at a sporting event, but I also, legitimately love going to a fine dining restaurant somewhere. I've been to one Michelin restaurant in my life. I took my parents, my buddy Peter Hins from the Hins family.
Shout out to Hinz's.
Shout out to Hins.
Still boys with them?
I took them. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Dude, you meet a guy like that who pulls you into the
Yeah.
good life. You don't
Yeah,
keep
that's
it by
awesome.
your side.
No, Peter's one of the funniest humans alive. I moved to LA with him, and he's since moved back. But I took them to Providence, a seafood place in LA. It was
Okay.
Michelin starred, and I think it must have ran me like 3,000 for the four of us. Or something. And but it was one of the top
an experience.
2-3 best meals I've ever had in my life. It was insane.
Three
No, that's not true.
Gs.
Top five. Top five. That's me wanting to say top three
Because you spent so
to
much money?
justify the money.
All right.
Sure.
Well, since you can move it 3 to 5, what are the top 5?
Oh, God, there's a place in Austin, Texas, and I don't remember the name, but we were treated there by Apple TV when we were evading a hurricane incoming to New Orleans while shooting Blackbird. Me and Taryn and some of the cast and crew got flown on a private jet to Austin, Texas to avoid the hurricane, and we got taken out to dinner one night at this Japanese restaurant, and I knew we weren't going to have to pay for it, and I purposely racked up.
Dirtbag move. Respect it.
I purposely racked up. Like, they were literally like, can you bring the check? And I was like, also bring that snow crab.
To go. Wrap up 2 of them lobsters.
I was like, you forgot my snow crab, you son of a bitch. And
Keep
then,
the uni coming.
yeah, I had, that was probably number one. That was the greatest meal of my life.
Okay.
And I forget the name. I got to look it up.
Uh-huh.
Also, just like, dude, so there's something about a good smash burger.
Sure.
Like, I had a great smash burger in Chicago at a diner that's no longer there. But I think it was in Des Plaines or Oak Park, and it was called the Harlow Grill. And we would go there late at night, me, Peter Hins, James Morgan, my buddy who's now a professional driver in Chicago and owns a boat service. That guy, we would go together and we would eat. We would just sit around this diner. There was nobody there. It looked like a movie set or something, like this old school diner, and eat the best smash burger you've ever had.
All right.
Love it.
He's all right.
Are you a
man.
bite and sip guy where you take a bite of the burger, then a sip of Diet Coke or whatever you're drinking, or no?
I think I'm a bite and sip because there's almost something Pavlovian to wanting it to go down in a comfortable manner down the throat,
I
down the
respect that.
esophagus.
He gets it.
We're
No,
talking-
but dinner.
Also, I love pairing, right? Like when I'm sober, but when I drank red wine, I used to, pairing a good Cabernet with a pasta or a,
so good.
or
Cheese.
yeah, anything
So
Italian
good.
or a good steak. It was so
DiGiorno.
fun.
Yeah.
They say it in Ratatouille, like when they combine in your mouth, it becomes something else.
Wonderful movie, by the way. I love that
Best.
one. I love. To this day, I still drink non-alcoholic beers. So if I have like a good burger or a good slice of pizza with an NA beer, it still feels like I'm having the same
Scratches the
experience.
itch, yeah. That's
How do you
good.
get your steak cooked?
Oh man, so many times when I go out to eat, I do the thing where we family style it, not to where anyone's detriment but to usually where you get to try 3 meals and you still have leftovers. So I order a lot of food whenever I'm with people. So I have to be conscious of how I order the steak
Okay.
to try to please
For
everybody.
everybody.
But my personal steak is like a medium rare to a medium
God.
with Pittsburgh style grill on the outside. If I can char it a little bit and get it crispier on the outside.
Best possible answer you could have given. Thank God.
Live to fight another day.
Okay. You like a deviled egg?
Love a deviled egg. By the way, I didn't even eat a deviled egg until the first time I had a deviled egg was at Park City at Sundance Film Festival at the High West Whiskey Restaurant. And I had a deviled egg for the first time in my life, and it was so damn good. I thought, what have I been missing out on? I always usurped them or, averted them because they looked weird at family gatherings. You'd see them and picnics. But God, they're good. They're so versatile, too. You can put anything on them.
Will you dance at a wedding?
will I dance? I'm the reason people dance.
Okay. All right.
I get the people going.
Yeah, get the people going. Huh.
Let's say if you had a wedding coming up, all right, very close friend of the family.
By the way, I don't dance at a wedding. I dance at a wedding reception. Dancing at a wedding would be very weird.
Be
very rude.
Get him out of here.
Guy's trying to make it about himself again.
We get it. He's
Does anybody
Hollywood.
object? You're doing the worm down the aisle.
Sorry, we missed Super Troopers 2, you asshat.
Gift at a wedding. Cash? You cash man? You give cash?
My wife's a gift thing, but I think cash is king for most gifts.
What are we talking about here? Close friend.
A close friend? I mean, it depends on the friend. Yeah, I once gave my buddy Caleb Wall, I just Venmo'd him $1,000.
I love how you gave his
because
full name.
he was he was having a drink and he was the groom and he was talking about man, I really want a computer that I can just take apart, and he was talking about it passionately, but said he didn't have the money for it. And I was just
hit him with
boom.
Great answer.
Love that.
You're all
Did
right.
it via Venmo, dirtbag. Good. His heart's in the right place. I mean, listen, E, we got to get him out of here in a minute.
Yeah.
Have you ever owned a butterfly knife or a switchblade? Nunchucks?
No, just a Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
And I once brought it to school to show a friend because I
Whoa.
thought it was cool, and they freaked out and were like, "Your kid can't bring a knife to
Yeah,
school."
that's how they get
I was like,
you.
I wasn't gonna use it. This was 97 or something. Yeah.
Everybody play it cool. Do you know karate?
No.
Never went to Tiger Schulman's or anything like that?
Tiger Schulman's? God, the specificity here is just
Yeah.
ripe. No. I know pro wrestling. I know DDTs. and
Okay.
suplexes.
Are there any fireworks in your home currently?
No,
You open your eyes underwater?
not usually.
Okay. Ever pull a fire alarm?
No, but I've thought about it.
You got a
We all
Swiffer
think
at the
about it.
house?
No, we got some more scaled up stuff.
Okay. What's the vacuum cleaner? You got Dyson? You got Dyson at the house?
I don't know what it is, to be honest. I'm not sure. We just have a couple vacuums that are well, I love the hand vacuum just because I have two kids. So, you give them one cookie, it's in 7 rooms. So it helps to have that thing.
You got a pool at the house?
We do.
Hot tub?
You didn't, dude, you're failing your own test here. You have to
Above
ask someone
or
above or below.
We
yeah.
assumed a guy like you,
Yeah.
it's in ground, but
Well,
is it
I
you
above?
can't
with the hot
assume.
tub.
It's in ground, but you got to ask the garbage question.
Is the hot tub connected to it?
We don't have a hot tub.
Okay. That's where I was going. If the hot tub's connected, I know it's an in-ground pool.
No, if it's not connected. Oh, if it is
If it is
connected.
connected.
Yeah.
We also have a cold plunge and red light therapy.
Is it a
Whoa.
real cold plunge or one you made? And if
No,
so,
it's,
if so, what is that container you're getting?
No, it's from the brand Plunge.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Kid's good. Listen, he
He's
walks in
great.
both worlds.
What are you sleeping in? Undies? Pajamas?
I vastly prefer just sleeping in a pair of boxers, but on occasion, I'll have some jams, some
Okay.
jammies.
Sleep in your socks?
Like a pair of light sweatpants with a t-shirt maybe.
Very nice.
Never sleep in socks. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Sleep on your side, pillow between your legs, one under your head?
No, I'm not a pregnant woman. I sleep on my stomach like most men that look like me.
I thought we were going to be
Do I have
friends.
apnea? Probably.
Probably.
I'm not taking the test. I'm
No,
not taking
no
the test.
CPAP?
Have you ever considered yourself good at laser tag?
No, I was always bad at it.
Okay.
It really bummed me out.
I mean,
Yeah.
hoping
Listen,
that
kids,
wasn't getting
kids
brought up.
trash. I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you.
all the Emmys and Golden Globes in the world.
Oh,
gotta
decent at putt-putt, though.
That putt is the trashier name to miniature golf.
Very nice. Yeah, the awards
They
aren't
got
going
you
to
dead
save
to
you.
rights there.
The kid's trash. But, man, what a home run. What an awesome dude.
Great, man.
Where am I on the scale? Is there a number?
You're
or
up there. I
something?
mean, you're
Yeah, you're bad. You're
Midwest
trash.
trash.
You're trash.
Which is different than Northeast trash. Different
like
than
a
Southern.
78 out of 100, probably.
Yeah, you're,
renting to own. I mean, you're
Learner's
you're
permit.
you're a proper movie star, and you're renting to own. You
Yeah.
got the gout. All right, remember the gout? You got the gout,
uh-huh.
the bowling alley.
bowling alley, learner's permit.
Rent to own. You
You're-
got the gout. Oh,
If
my
it wasn't
God.
for your buddy Paul's family, you'd be in shambles. You'd be screwed.
Oh, man. Henry's hysterical. Kevin Ryan's not bad either. And Luke is nice to look at.
Oh, a
He's a
little
good
soft
kid.
on the eyes.
Don't
All right,
get
we
me
gotta wrap
started
it up.
on the Ryan in the other room I barely met.
Gang, the movie is The Luckiest Man in America. It's in theaters right now. It is absolutely fantastic. Buddy, we can't say this enough.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's awesome, man.
You're
Thank
killing
you,
it.
man.
It's awesome to see. You're fantastic in everything that you're in. Comedy, drama, everything you do. This movie is unbelievable. Everybody, go see The Luckiest Man in America. 100% garbage.
Trash.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy. Kippy, what do you got for him?
Guys, the card game's still available at allyouggarbage.com. You can play with all your friends and family and stuff like that. They're moving, so get them soon, and we love yous.
Paul, we love you.
Yeah, man.
Gang, we love you, and we'll see you next week. Peace.